Good morning, class 6. How are you guys doing? I hope you all are doing fine, great, and taking care of yourselves and being happy studying. You had a great time with the exams. Great. So, today, without much ado, let's get back to English. We'll be on page 75, Stopping by the Woods on a Snowy Evening. It's by Robert Frost. I guess you know who is Robert Frost. He's always writing poems, regarding life and death and sorrow and sadness, and also including that what is called happiness all about. So we are going to just read a little bit about Frost and what is all about him and what does he actually mean to say in his poem. So Robert Frost, 1874 to 1963, one of the best known of all American poets. Frost was born in San Francisco, California, better attaining fame as a poet. He took on various jobs as a teacher, a newspaper handler, a farm worker on a farm that his grandfather had bought for him, and in also a factory. Done various jobs, doesn't make him small. Frost's earlier poetry was not successful in America. So he moved to England, where his first volume of poetry, A Boy's Will, was published by a British publisher. When his second book of poems, the pronunciation of poem, Poem, is poem, not poem. It's poem. Okay, so learn the pronunciations. So, to England, where his first volume of poetry, A Boy's Will, was published by a British publisher. When his second book of poems, North of Boston, became a bestseller, he returned to America and soon emerged as a highly respected poet, dealing with simple themes in common everyday language, mostly set in the American countryside. Some of Frost's popular poems include The Road Not Taken. It's a wonderful poem, class 9. Stopping by the woods on a snowy evening, Mending Wall, Out and Acquainted in the Night. So you're lucky that we have the stopping by woods on a snowy evening. What is he actually wanting to say here? What is he trying to depict in this stopping by the woods? We're walking and the small forest is there and you stop there while it's snowing on a snowy evening. What is the condition? What is it got to do the realities with life? So I will brief you about that, and after that we'll read the poem. So it's not only we read it first, it's always we have to know what is there inside. It's going to be a bit tough to understand Robert Frost in your class, but I'll make it easier for you, I guess. So let's start rocking. Okay. So, see, this poem was written by him in 1922 and published in 1923 in his New Hampshire volume Imaginary Personification and Reputation, are prominent in the work. The poem describes the thoughts of a lone wagon driver, the narrator himself. Robert Frost has put him inside a lone wagon driver, who drives a wagon, a horse wagon or any other wagon with an engine or something, pausing at the right in his travel. He's pausing somewhere, he's stopping somewhere during his travel to watch snow falling in the forest or woods. It ends with him reminding himself that despite the loveliness of the view, I have promises to keep and miles to go before he sleeps. Even though it's beautiful, but there are things in life which have to be done. Because of this I cannot get stopped or something might happen, and I have promises to keep. He has promised some people, or he's got a job to be done, or he's got his family to meet, or something, whatever we'll come to know in the later. He had been, while writing this poem, he had been up the entire night writing this long poem and finally finished it when he realized that morning had come. He went out and he actually went out to view the sunrise and suddenly got the idea for stopping by the woods on a snowy evening. He wrote the new poem and the snowy evening, about the snowy evening and the little horse, as if it had been a hallucination, thought in just few minutes without any strain. Now, if we go into it deeply, we will come to know that what is there inside it. Okay. So I'll tell you now. What is this all about? Now, the symbolic meaning of this stopping by the woods on a snowy evening is, there are lot of symbols. The poet and his horse going through snowy woods. The long journey of this poet or rider might symbolize the journey of an individual through life. How we go through alone in our life. The dark woods which surround the poet are often interpreted of symbols as of death. When the time has come. Like that line in the last line, if we read, it says, miles to go before I sleep. That it refers to a long journey ahead before the speaker could go to eternal sleep of death. Right? It simply proposes that the speaker has many responsibilities to fulfill before sleeping or dying. There's a long way to go in life. I have to do these things. We have plans in life. We have to make things so that we can take control of our things before we die. We have plans. I have got this time and I have to finish my work within these days. The central theme of the poem, if we come to know, basically, it is if I want to say it, it's totally inside the poem. The subject of the matter is actually in the poem. In other words, it's an abstract idea of what the poem is saying about life. A poem may convey different levels of meaning simultaneously, so we have to think it. So that is what it happens. What is life all about? What does life teach us? How far is our life going to take us? Isn't it? Or how life is going to take us through. What is this poem all about? So we will read this, and it's obviously a poem by Robert E. in which a speaker stops to watch snow falling through the trees and consider the darkness and the journey ahead. He's explaining all about life here. Okay. The speaker stops his horse outside a wood in the snow on the darkest evening of the year. Hearing the horse's bell shake, the speaker imagines that the animal wants to keep going. The speaker hesitates, drawn by both the promises he must keep and enchanting the lure of the wintry woods. Tranquil forest, quiet forest, seen of a perspective of the nature who is riding through the woods with his horse. He believes that he knows to whom this forested land belongs to, but that man lives in the village. The speaker knows therefore that the owner will not even know that the speaker has stopped to watch the snowfall here. Perhaps he is going to deliver some kind of goods, as he claims that his horses probably thinks it's strange from them to stop out in the middle of nowhere rather than at a house, especially because it's so dark and cold. It is in fact the darkest night of the year, and for this the reader can ascertain that this is the night of the winter solstice in late December, the longest days and longest nights. The horse shakes, isn't it? The horse makes noise. The harness and the bell start jingling, as if to ask his owner or the driver has made some kind of mistake in stopping. Let's go. Other than the bells, only the sound of the snowflakes which are falling can be heard. And clearly this would be very, very quiet sound. It is nearly silent in these woods. Right? So I'll come back in the next video.